is up, YouTube? This is Deeper One, your certified master life coach. Oh, man. What a few days has it been? What a few days has it been? I don't even know where to start. Now, I wasn't going to do a YouTube video on the latest that's going on with Mr. Derrick Jaxn, but how can you not? How can you not? You can't ignore it. We can't ignore what is going on. Now, I've done a few lives, and I'll admit I've had a little bit of fun on Instagram with it, a little bit fun on Facebook with it, a little bit fun watching people's Instagram lives and joining in on the chatter on the hostage live yesterday of Derrick Jaxn and his wife. I had a little fun. I had a little fun. I will admit it, as a lot of men have been having with this latest news the last few days. But what I wanted to talk about today is the exposure of Derrick Jaxn going to change anything for women? Is it going to change anything? And that's what's most important. For me, this isn't really about his marriage. That's between him and his wife. He done his dirt. He is whatever. You can think of him whatever you want to call him, whatever. It's not my job to dissect their marriage and their relationship. There's something bigger than their marriage here at play. See, they'll figure out their marriage regardless, right? Whether they stay together, whether she files for divorce, it's whatever. And to be honest, it's really none of my business. What happened has happened. But it took two people. I think there's more than two. I just watched a video on Tanya TK's channel this morning from a girl that came out yesterday, a second girl. And she had receipts as well. And I've sat on Clubhouse and I've been in rooms, listening to discussions about Derrick Jaxn. I've watched a few lives. I've seen a lot of differing opinions. But I feel like not enough people are focusing on some glaring issues that really are kind of outside the marriage. We shouldn't be so much as concerned with their marriage as the concern with how he bamboozled, how he finessed women. Now, a lot of the focus has been on, I've seen it all. I've seen every comment. I've seen women saying, well, she's a fool for staying with him and this and that, and and passing judgment and saying all of these things, right? But what we're not really focusing on is how he has lied to millions of women and was making money lying to millions of women. His whole image, his whole brand was a complete facade that women bought hook, line, and sinker. And even had men saying, don't listen to him. He's a fraud. He don't know what he's talking about. But no, y'all wasn't trying to hear that. The ladies wasn't trying to hear that. Anytime that you would ever say something about Derrick Jaxn that was negative, a woman would go in on your ass. Now the men are sitting back like, we told you. We told you. And what I'm going to be paying attention to going forward is to see, is this going to change women's view of men, first and foremost, for the worse? Now, I've seen some women come in and be like, oh, he's human, and this and that and the other. Listen, cheating multiple times on your wife, basically the whole marriage, I'm not sure what else you need at this point to... Listen, we all human, we make mistakes, but come on, let's be real here. Let's be real. The marketing machine that Derrick Jaxn is, which he was brilliant at, brilliant. If you really think about it, I gotta give credit where credit is due. As much as I don't really care for his content, I have to give credit where credit is due, and he was a brilliant marketing person. He marketed his books, his everything, his coaching, his slow this morning. I have not had my coffee. His courses, his speaking engagements, very well. He sells books. He had high turnouts. He's got a lot of followers, and he's got like an army of women. He had like an army of women behind him. Derrick Jaxn could do no wrong, and he painted himself as the picture of perfection, the ideal man that a woman wants. And it worked. It worked beautifully. Brilliantly. But again, the question is, will anything change for women now that this is taking place? Now, some of you are going to say, well, there's been a lot of celebrities and famous people that have cheated and this and that and the other. And you're right, there has been. But this is different. This one is different. Because the other ones didn't build their business and their brand around lying to women. They didn't build their brand around painting a picture. Now, like I said, I gotta give where credit is due, okay? He saw his target audience, his target consumer, and he ran with it, and he gave women what they wanted. What they wanted to hear. And what they wanted to hear was, lie to me, lie to me, lie to me. Let's just be honest. Ladies, y'all will be the first one to talk about how you don't like liars, but you are willfully lied to, and you will willfully accept the lie if that lie sounds good to you. Like Drake said, make it sound good, make it sound good. Let's just be honest. And men know this. Y'all make it very easy for us to lie to you. And that man took advantage of that. He went through y'all like a sieve and got you. And the question is now, are y'all going to change your perspectives? Are you going to take a step back and look and say, okay, what is it in me that had me believing this stuff? Am I maybe going to change? Am I maybe going to change how you respond to men? How maybe you might listen when a man is vetting another man, which, let's be honest today, a lot of ladies, y'all don't have a lot of solid male role models in your life where you can have vet men that come into your lives. And it shows by some of the choices that you've made in dating. But here, I was in groups. I'm all over the internet and I've seen men say, "Oh, no, I don't really fuck with him. He's a fraud. He's lying. He's lying." And here's the thing. There's a few things at play that's really kind of going to make or break the next couple weeks and seeing how this all plays out. He was a relationship coach, self-proclaimed relationship coach that built a whole facade in his business to sell product. Now think about the other guys out here that are giving relationship advice to women. Now just think of how hard it's going to be now. See, now y'all are going to want to be skeptical of the other men that are doing this. But what I want you to understand and make sure you have solid discernment of is the difference of the message. You see, when I talk relationships with women, I start with the individual first. I have you look inside of yourself and ask yourself, am I healed? Am I ready? What have I done in the past to contribute to the failures of relationships? Was it something that I did in the relationship? Was it my decision making on who I chose? What could it have been? It's individual first. Because you have to take individual responsibility and accountability for your decision first and foremost before you can blame someone else for what they've done. And this is where a lot of this is lacking. It has been lacking. Now, as y'all watched his videos and y'all saw how he came out the first night with the video, basically pushing his book. Okay. Then yesterday, the hostage video, because his wife sure looked like she was being held hostage there. He was squeezing the hell out of her hand. And the first few videos that he posted, the first two videos, he didn't really come out and say, you know what, I cheated. He didn't really come out and say that. You know, he used evasive terms. He tried to be evasive as much as he could, but he realized he couldn't anymore. So he's like, I'm going to have to do something. So he gets on video with his wife. And then he comes clean with what we already knew. So he probably figured he's going to have to do it anyway because the receipts are there. He is the picture perfect example of what not to date. He's a picture perfect example of fuckboy. And what I'm telling you, ladies, is you have regular dudes in your life that's doing this to you. And what he has taught you is that there's nothing wrong with you. You are a queen. You are everything. You are perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't have to make any changes. You don't have to do any critical thinking. You don't have to do any comprehension. You don't have to do any shadow work. You don't have to go see a therapist. You don't have to go see a coach. Baby, you fine the way you are. And this is all men. Men are the sole reason that you cannot find a good, healthy relationship because of men. And he threw men under the bus hard. And yet, here we are. Which us as men are going to kind of have to take a L. We're going to take a little L because of this. Because your king, your picture perfect king, is now soiled, tainted. Who do you have to hang on to now for that picture perfect idea of a man that you hoped was going to fall out of the sky? Who are you going to lean on now? Or are you going to continue to buy what he continues to put out? And we'll have to wait and see as far as how he's going to take his content because he's lost credibility. But he may not take a major hit. Now, we also got to look at the flip side. Not enough people are taking a look at this side. It may very well be this could all be a publicity stunt. Highly unlikely, but could be. Let's just say everybody, all the key players were in on it for him to sell books. You see how his name are in a bunch of our mouths. His name is in a bunch of bloggers' mouths, YouTubers' mouths. Think about that. In the news. Negativity sells, baby. Toxicity, drama sells. Scandal sells. Let's just say even if this is a big scam, right? There's still a lesson to be learned from it all. And the lesson, and ladies, I think we need to stop avoiding that the lesson really needs to be learned by you, is that you have to vet your men. And if you hear a man vet another man, you cannot assume he's just a hater. Because you don't do this with Pookie, Earl, and Ray Ray down the street. Because there's a few boxes that check for y'all that to you give certain men immediate credibility, and that is money and looks. The looks got him in. Y'all was mesmerized. And then every word he said after that was butter. And I gotta admit, it was manipulative. He manipulated y'all. He ran fine ass game. He finessed. This is a finesse of ultimate finesse. If y'all can think of all the finessing that has gone on in the last few years, this is the top. This is it. This one wins it. This one takes number one. And so, ladies, you have to start being able to discern when you're being finessed and when you're not. And it was obvious. He's been around for years. It's been obvious how much he has finessed y'all over the years. In addition to men saying you're being finessed. And yet here we are, and now we're finding out he isn't the man he's been preaching to be all of these years. I don't hear anybody talk about these things right now until now. Character, morals, ethics, integrity, principle. I don't hear enough women talking about these 4 things when it comes to a man. And it was very evident in the past that you could identify that man was lacking these things when you were viewing his content. And now it's all out for display. What's going to change, ladies? Something has to. Something has to. Your king was the very dude that he told you not to worry about. You ever see the memes when they're like, this is the dude she told you not to worry about? And then they show a picture of the dude. That's Derrick Jaxn. He's the very man that he told you not to worry about. And y'all could not see past his mouthpiece and his looks to realize y'all were being finessed. But like I said, I gotta give credit where credit is due. The finesse was the ultimate goal, and he succeeded, and he made a lot of money off y'all. He became a millionaire finessing you. But there was a lot of collateral damage along the way. A lot of it. Because at the end of the day, him and his wife, they going to be all right. Whether they stay together or whether they get married, they going to be all right. But what about the collateral damage? What about the relationships that got screwed up because of the shit that he taught? What about the broken women that held on to every word that he said? What's going to happen with them? They might continue on and continue to follow that nonsense, or they might even break down because they were at points where they were at breaking points and struggling and dating. And now the person, the man that they looked to, that was supposed to be the picture perfect vision of a man that they thought they would get and they deserved one day to come into their lives, is the very man he said not to worry, not to fuck with. What's gonna change? What is gonna change? I hope something does change, y'all. I really hope something does change. But that is going to conclude the show. Tonight, I am going to be live on YouTube at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I go live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tonight, I got to even see what tonight's topic is. Let me look. Let me see what's tonight's topic up in this piece. You know, I do everything myself, y'all. So sometimes I don't know whether I'm coming or going. Oh, tonight is how ignoring what men want will keep you single. And understand, before I go, I want to shout out to some of the haters. Some of the haters that would come into the lives and say, you're lying, you're not telling the truth. And then you find out they supported Derrick Jaxn. Some of you gonna find out the hard way. Join me tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, live on YouTube. If you need a session, hit me up. Go to my website, deeperone.com. That is deeperone.com. That is the name of this channel.com. And you can go book a session. Go to my page. Look at my About Me. Check my credentials. I have certifications in life coaching. I'm not just some dude out here preaching and trying to make money selling dreams. I'm trying to give you real, actionable information that will prepare you to find and attract better men. I don't gotta lie about that. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Would I rather be crying in a Wraith than crying in my Nissan? Yeah. We'll get there. But we're not gonna get there under false pretenses, lies. We're not going to do it that way. But again, thank you for watching the broadcast. I appreciate you. I am Deeper One, and I am out. I just realized